I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. The debate over wearing a mask blew through the Flagler County Commission meeting on Monday. John Arking has the details.
At the meeting, Flagler County Commissioner Greg Hansen was unambiguous about his stance when it came to wearing a mask in public places.
Just wearing a mask, there's half the medical community out there says that's bullshit. You shouldn't be wearing a mask. I think we're at the point where we have to treat people as adults and human beings, and if you're worried, stay home. If you're worried, wear a mask. Otherwise, go about your business.
But for Emergency Manager Jonathan Lord, that type of hyperbole is not going to divert them from their fact-based message.
So I will say that mask wearing is an extremely important tool in limiting or mitigating the spread of COVID-19 and other airborne diseases. We're not changing our message. It is important to stick to that. And you can find on the internet, you can find anything that will back up any position anyone has. And that's, I guess, the wonder of the internet. You can find anybody and anything and people can create stuff. But at this point in time, everything that I have seen and all the messaging from the public health experts, and I'm not a public health expert, but I do trust them and the things that they say, is that mask wearing does make a difference, and we are not changing that in our shelters. We will be doing that, as well as here in the EOC.
The CDC says because those infected with COVID-19 can be asymptomatic for several days, it recommends the public wear cloth masks in public settings where other social distancing measures are difficult to maintain, like grocery stores or pharmacies. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arkin.
It's being called a National Day of Mourning as cities across the country came together for a moment of silence at noon Monday to recognize the lives lost in the coronavirus pandemic. Palm Coast Mayor Melissa Holland participated.
Over 100,000 deaths to date due to COVID-19. This event has impacted many in a variety of ways and certainly has recognized a moment for us to stand in solidarity of each other. And we have seen that firsthand with our residents who have been extraordinary in their effort to help us mitigate the spread of this virus. Without them, who knows what these numbers would be.
Flagler County has seen 4 deaths from COVID-19.
How is it best to wait and see a medical professional now?
Should we all gather in a waiting room as we did 3 or 4 months ago? John Subers from Advent Health Flagler says right now, patients are taking a different approach.
There's a registration outside, wait in your car instead of coming in waiting areas, so the social distancing is a big deal.
Subers said that the idea of patients waiting in their cars seems to have caught on. He said that while there is no talk of a definite policy, it could catch on and become something at Advent Health Flagler. To listen to more of John Subers from Advent Health Flagler, download the Flagler radio app and then go to the Free for All Friday podcast. Tomorrow, thanks, community, for the donations. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
Bars in Benel are pleading to reopen, and they've got an advocate in Mayor Kathleen Robinson. She sent a letter to Governor Ron DeSantis urging him to allow bars and veterans organizations to open their doors.
Part of the issue he has is the safety issue. And in the letter, I let him know that our bars and the small businesses that have not opened yet are fully ready and prepared to abide by the guidelines that he is going to set forth when he does open them. So that was the reason for the letters, just to let him know that it's large communities, but it's also small communities, and we are probably more adversely impacted than the larger ones.
Bars haven't reopened in many locations across the country due to social distancing concerns. Parents rejoice. Their kids can go to camp this summer. Tony Magoo has more.
Now that the school year is over, Flagler Schools would like to update everyone on the status of their summer camps and other facilities. With us this morning is Jason Wheatler, Community Information Specialist for the Flagler County Schools.
For educational enrichment camps, which is our summer reading, our STEM, our ESC and ESY, as well as our 21st century, those begin June 8th. They'll be in a virtual setting, though. Families of those students who have been selected for these camps, they'll be given additional information about how that's going to work.
Quite a few programs open on Monday, June 15th. The Belle Terre Swim and Racket Club will open to members. Extended Day Summer Camp will be held at Rimfire Elementary. The sign-up period for that camp is currently underway. And the Flagler County Youth Center Summer Camp is a camp for students going into the 6th through 9th grade. Members are asked to adhere to social distancing and personal hygiene and health rules. Jason, much of this scheduling is flexible, though, right?
A lot of this depends on what comes out of Tallahassee from the governor and as far as our local and state health officials.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.